Hi, all my friends. We are reading in the Book of Kings. We're going to read chapter 17. I just had my guitar in my hand, and I thought I'd just do my little angel song a little bit. Till the work is done and we've all come face to face. See, Jesus doesn't live just on pages of a book upon a dusty shelf. He lives inside each and every one of us. God calls to himself. Angels in the sky, ministers of God, sent to protect and serve, sent on his love. We walk by faith, we live in his grace, till the work is done and we've all come face to face. Angels in the sky, sent to minister to us. Be kind to strangers, you might be entertaining one. God calls to himself. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, there's just something I was inspired to do for that second right there, and I don't want to drop my guitar, so okay, make sure that that's okay. All right, so we're in chapter 17. I hope you were blessed by that. All right, so Elijah, prophesying against Ahab, is sent to Cherith. He is sent to a window of Zarephath. He raises her son to life. And Elisha the Tishbite, who was of the inhabitants of Gilead, said unto Ahab, as the Lord God of... by the way, that song wasn't complete. You know, I was just doing a little part of it. Okay, all right. Okay. As the Lord of Israel liveth, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word. And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, get thee hence, and turn thee eastward, and hide thyself by the brook of Cherith, that is before Jordan. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have a commanded the ravens to feed thee there. So he went and did according to the word of the Lord, and he went and he dwelt by the brook of Cherith, that is before Jordan. And the ravens brought him bread and fish in the morning, bread and fish in the evening, and he drank of the brook. And it came to pass after a while that the brook dried up, because there had been no rain in the land. And the word of the Lord came upon him, saying, arise, get thee to Zarephath, which belongeth to Zidon, and dwell there. Behold, I have commanded a widow woman there to sustain thee. And he arose and went to Zarephath. And when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there, gathering of sticks. And he called to her and said, fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel, that I may drink. And as she was going to fetch it, he called to her and said, bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thy hand. And she said, As the Lord thy God liveth, I have not a cake, but a handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in a cruse. And behold, I am gathering 2 sticks, that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die. And Elisha said unto her, Fear not, go and do as thou hast said, but make me thereof a little cake first, and bring it unto me, and after make for thee and for thy son. For thus saith the Lord God of Israel, the barrel of meal shall not waste, neither shall the cruse of oil fail, until the day that the Lord sendeth rain upon the earth. And she went and did according to the saying of Elijah, and she and he and her house did eat many days. And the barrel of meal wasted not, neither did the cruse of oil fail, according to the word of the Lord which he was spoke by Elijah. Isn't that great? Okay. And it came to pass that after these things, that the son of the woman and the mistress of the house fell sick, and his sickness was so sore that there was no breath left in him. And she said unto Elisha, What have I to do with thee, O thy man of God? Art thou come unto me to call my sin to remembrance, and to slay my son? And he said unto her, Give me thy son. And he took him out of her bosom, and carried him up to a loft where he abode, and he laid him upon his own bed. And he cried unto the Lord, and said, O Lord my God, hast thou also brought evil upon the widow with whom I sojourn, by slaying her son? And he stretched himself upon the child 3 times, and cried to the Lord, and said, O Lord my God, I pray thee, let this child's soul come into him again. And the Lord heard the voice of Elisha, and the soul of the child came unto him again, and he revived. So he raised him up. Or God did. And Elijah took the child and brought him down out of the chamber of the house, and delivered him unto his mother. And Elisha said, See, thy son liveth. And the woman said to Elisha, Now by this I know that thou art a man of God, and that the word of the Lord in thy mouth is true. And so chapter 18, Elisha meets Obadiah, and he reproves Ahab, Baal's prophet slain. Elijah by prayer obtains rain. Now it came to pass that after many days that the word of the Lord came to Elisha in the 3rd year, saying, Go and show thyself unto Ahab, and I will send rain upon the earth. And Elijah went to show himself unto Ahab, and there was a sore famine in Samaria. And Ahab called Obadiah, which was now the governor of his house. Now Obadiah feared the Lord greatly, for it was so that when Jezebel cut off the prophets of the Lord, that Obadiah took 100 prophets and hid them by 50 in a cave, and fed them with bread and water. And Ahab said unto Obadiah, Go into the land, unto all fountains of water, unto all the brooks, peradventure we may find grass to save the horses and mules alive, that we may loose not all the beast. And they divided land between them to pass throughout it. And Ahab went one way by himself, and Obadiah went another way by himself. And as Obadiah was in the way, behold, Elisha met him, and knew him, and fell on his face, and said, Art thou the Lord, Elisha? And he answered him, I am. Go tell thy Lord, and behold, Elisha is here. And he said, What have I sinned, that thou wouldest deliver thy servant into the hand of Ahab to slay me? And the Lord thy God as the Lord thy God liveth, there is no nation or kingdom whither my Lord hath not sent to seek thee. When they said, He is not there, he took an oath of the kingdom and nation, and they found thee not. Now thou sayest, Go tell thy Lord, behold, Elisha is here. And it shall come to pass, as soon as I am gone from thee, that the Spirit of the Lord shall carry thee whither I know not. And so when I come and tell Ahab, and he cannot find thee, he shall slay me. But I thy servant fear the Lord from my youth. And it was not told my Lord what I did when Jezebel slew the prophets of the Lord. Now I hid 100 men of the Lord's prophets by 50 in the cave, and fed them with bread and water. Now thou sayest, Go and tell the Lord, behold, Elisha is here, and he shall slay me. And Elisha said, As the Lord of the hosts liveth, before whom I stand, I will surely show myself unto him today. So Obadiah went to meet Ahab and told him, and Ahab went to meet Elijah. And it came to pass that when Ahab saw Elijah, that Ahab said unto him, Art thou he that troubleth Israel? And he answered, I have not troubled Israel, but thou and thy father's house, in that ye have forsaken the commandment of the Lord, and thou hast followed Balaam. Now therefore send and gather me all Israel unto Mount Carmel, and the prophets of Baal 450, and the prophets of the groves 400, which eat at Jezebel's table. Groves, isn't that interesting? Bohemian Grove. Well, who do they worship there? Baal, Moloch, San Francisco Bay Area. Okay. So Ahab sent unto all the children of Israel, and gathered the prophets together unto Mount Carmel. That made me think of, California. Anyway. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, How long had thou been between two opinions? If the Lord be God, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. Then Elijah said unto the people, I, even I only, remain a prophet of the Lord, but Baal's prophets are 450 men. Let them therefore give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose 1 bullock for themselves, and cut it into pieces, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under. And I will dress the other bullock, and lay it on the wood, and put no fire under. And call ye on the name of your gods, and I will call on the name of the Lord, and the God that answereth by fire, let him be God. And all the people answered, said, It is well spoken. And Elisha said unto the prophets of Baal, Choose you 1 bullock for yourself, and dress it first, for ye are many, and call upon the name of your gods, but put no fire under. And they took the bullock, they dressed it, they called the name of Baal in the morning and evening until noon. O Baal, hear us. There was no voice, nor any that answered, and that leapt upon the altar which was made. And they leaped upon the altar which was made. And it came to pass at noon that Elisha mocked them and said, Cry aloud, for he is a god. Either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is in a journey, or peradventure he sleepeth and must be awakened. And they cried aloud and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lancets, until blood gushed out upon them. And it came to pass that midday was past, that they prophesied unto the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, and there was neither voice nor any to answer, nor any that regarded. And Elijah said unto the people, Come near to me. And all the people came near to him, and he repaired the altar of the Lord that was broken down. And Elijah took 12 stones, according to the number of the tribes of the son of Jacob, to whom the word of the Lord came, saying, Israel shall be thy name. And with the stones he built an altar in the name of the Lord. He made a trench out of the altar, a great as would contain 2 measures of seed. And he put wood in the order, and cut the bullock in the pieces, and laid them on the wood, and said, Fill 4 barrels with water, pour it on the burnt sacrifice, and put on the wood. And he said, Do it a second time. And so he's drenching this thing the whole time, okay? And the water ran around the altar, and filled the trench also with water. And it came to pass at the time of the offering and the evening sacrifice, that Elijah the prophet came near, and said, Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known that this day that thou art God in Israel, and that I am thy servant, and that I have done all of these things at thy word. Hear me, O Lord, hear me, that these people may know that thou art God, and that thou hast turned their heart back again. And then the fire of the Lord fell, consumed the burnt sacrifice of the wood and stones and dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench. And I'm going to stop there.